everyone, and welcome back to Grace Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot for the new moon in Aquarius, Seeing Clearly Secret Code Names. This is secret code name Beating Venus. These are personal readings. They were paid for in advance by individuals. For those of you who have gotten these readings, you know which secret code name is yours. For those of you who were drawn to a secret code name, it's not your personal reading, but you were drawn to one, know there is most likely a message in there for you. For those of you not familiar with me or the channel, please be aware I've got no filter and I do not sugarcoat myself at all. I just read. Today for these readings, the Seeing Clearly readings, I am using my Prismavision Tarot, okay? And then I'm pulling some guidance from my White Light Oracle cards, all right? So secret code name, Beating Venus. What needs to be seen clearly? Hello, hello. What needs to be seen clearly? Please, Spirit. For secret code name, thanks. For secret code name, Beating Venus. What needs to be seen clearly? What needs to be seen clearly? Got 10 of Wands. Nine of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords. Four of Pentacles clarifies the 10 of Wands. Queen of Chalices clarifies the 9 of Pentacles. And the Lover's card clarifies the 5 of Swords. Got the Queen of Wands on the bottom. And the Ace of Cups on top. Okay. With these cards, Spirit wants you to firstly see two things. One, you have a lot of love to give. The Ace of Chalices is a water-based card. There is a huge full moon in the background. So you may have some seriously strong water placements dealing with your moon, or be dealing with someone who has a significantly strong water elemented moon. But I think you're very well aware of the amount of love that you have to give, and it's about understanding the desire of what your heart wants to manifest, okay, with the Queen of Wands on the bottom. 3 of Pentacles under that is about soul contracts, building a home or foundation with someone, having an equal give and take exchange, you know, someone you can lean on for strength and vice versa, right? What your heart really desires manifesting is the underlying issue. Now, with that said, the actual cards that we had come out, the 10 of Wands clarified by the 4 of Pentacles is about the burden of holding on, okay? Because 10 of Wands is like a soul burden card. And you can see this 4 of Pentacles here. He's very much grimacing in the face and holding on to what he has. He's not going anywhere, right? He's not going anywhere. He's just sitting there, clutching on his pentacles. The soul burden is holding on. It's keeping you in the dark woods and not allowing you to progress, whatever the soul burden is that you're holding on to. Now, the 9 of Pentacles clarified by the Queen of Chalices is a card of independence, right? Being able to claim your own independence with the 9 of Pentacles, and being able to love deeply with the Queen of Chalices. However, in this particular deck, It almost looks as if she's frozen. Okay. It almost looks as if she's frozen. She's pouring, but she's frozen. There's even like these frosty looking leaves flying all around her. And 2 fish coming from her, so it might be indicative of your Piscean energy. 9 of Pentacles has a hawk sitting on her shoulder, and she's very vulnerable, sitting in this kind of wild little patch of garden with these super huge flowers right underneath this tree. I think what you might be holding on to that's a soul burden is the idea that because you're single or not in a committed relationship, that your love can't flow, right? That your love would be frozen because you're single. You have all this love to give and can't give it, so you're holding all of this love into yourself. This is about diving into unconditional love, unconditional acts of love, being in a sacred space with the self. If you have no one else to give it to, at the very least, give it to yourself. Because these conflicts that you're having, this 5 of Swords, or these tete-a-tetes, these head-to-heads with other people that you may be having, the Lover's card is confirming it's a choice. Okay, these are choices that you're making in whatever stagnation this is in spirit. The universe is constantly putting conflict in front of you, whether it's on a regular basis or a cyclical basis, okay? Because you haven't fully embraced the fact that you can love unconditionally because you're alone or not committed. If you want to overflow, and that's the desire of your heart, to create soul contracts with even exchange of energy, people you can lean on for strength and vice versa, then you have to first be willing to give unconditionally. You don't need a reason to love someone. Take the conditions off, or the excuses off. Like you kind of have to unfreeze yourself. And it could be any number of excuses, including, well, I'm so busy focusing on myself, I don't have time to focus on other people right now. And it's like, it's not a matter of going out of your way to decide you're going to do something. It's a matter of feeling that ping and doing as you're guided. And allowing yourself the time to do as you're guided. In a moment's inspiration for someone. Even if it's just giving someone a hug. You know what I mean? Like whatever the inspiration is, my ear just rang. Whatever the inspiration is, you've got to be able to follow through. Because it would help end the arguments or conflicts or stressful situations. It could be something as easy as doing a chore for someone else. Like it's usually their thing and they usually do it, but you do it today. Why? There's no other reason than you just love and appreciate them. You know what I mean? As an example, take it how it resonates with you. It's not about going out of your way. It's about letting unconditional love inspire you, that you would do it for no other reason than you just simply love them and want to do something good for them. Especially if they do something that benefits you. Or have, right, on a consistent basis. Let's see what the guidance card says from the White Light Oracle. What card above all others, Spirit, please, for secret code name Beating Venus? We got 7 blessings of Eve with epsilon modulation. All right, card number 7 and card number 28. So I'm going to read a bit for you. The epsilon modulation is a clarifying energy for the 7 blessings of Eve. So I'm going to read card number 7 first, the 7 blessings. And then I'm going to define it further with card number 28. So it says, a spiritual gift shall enter your heart and manifest as a blessing in your life. You have innate talents and abilities which will support your soul into full glorious manifestation. You have been blessed with a beautiful divine destiny to fulfill, and you have natural healing ability. Choose your thoughts and words so they reflect what you truly wish to put out into the world, because your influence is stronger and further reaching than you realize. Eve dwelled in the original paradise, the Garden of Eden. She is the mother of knowledge, and from knowledge, wisdom can be developed. Wisdom is the egg of Sophia, the divine feminine power to be a birth mother of higher consciousness, to bring forth the light of loving awareness. Eve's oracle is not an omen of being cast out of paradise. It is a sign that a false view, which has been holding you captive, is going to give way to greater understanding, which will empower you to be the bearer of light, a priestess or the priest of the egg of Sophia. This oracle encourages you to seek the knowledge you need, to not be held captive by secrets or misinformation, and to know that from that knowledge you shall be able to shed false views, like a snake shedding its skin, and grow in wisdom. You shall know what you need to know and find your way in truth. The oracle also indicates a shift away from shame and confusion, perhaps feeling you have something to prove, or that you are not enough, or that you have to atone for a failing in this or other lifetimes. Instead, your soul is moving you toward a realization of the inherent goodness and grace that is your real nature. You are blessed. You are granted a unique and unrepeatable human life. Even if you believe in reincarnation, acknowledging the soul continues to grow over many lifetimes. There will only be one lifetime when you are this you. If you treasure this life, you will become bolder and more fearless, more willing to step up as your real self, more willing to engage in healing and say yes to what makes your heart sing. You've lived a lot, right? You've lived a lot. It's talking about knowledge. It's talking about creation with the egg of Sophia, okay? The 7 blessings of Eve is about knowing your authentic path is different and no one else can live it for you and no one else could possibly repeat it, right? It's a very unique life cycle. Your ability to learn from it, to witness it in the mirror of things, being able to shed the skin and leave it in the dust, right, like the snake does. And it's interesting because it was one of my sayings for the longest time in my bio in my original Facebook profile, that life is like a snake. You're continuously shedding your skin and leaving it in the dust. You know, it's knowing that you're still you. It's very scorpionic energy. You're knowing that you're still you, but that you're transforming and becoming stronger, right? You're becoming more powerful. Your energy is becoming larger, that your old skin doesn't fit you anymore. The old version of you doesn't fit you anymore. To be boxed in that self doesn't fit you anymore. This is about growth. This is about applying what you've learned in lieu of recent events. We'll say as recent as the last few weeks to as recent as the past year, right? Looking at where you were a year ago to where you are now, the growth that you've gone through. What is left from the you a year ago that is not serving the you today? Right? Whether it's in any particular aspect of your chart, especially if it's your house that's ruled by Cancer, or your house that's ruled by Gemini, or your scorpionic houses. And possibly Sagittarian houses. Okay, what is going on in those houses and how they correspond to each other, aspect each other. Because that's what's in need of shifting, the challenges there. Okay, so to further clarify that energy, I'm going to read card number 28. Epsilon modulation. Gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match your inner rhythms, rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues. Commit to your own natural timing and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will realize your spiritual power to be a cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within you. Let go of shaming or blaming and embrace the spiritual beauty within. Both cards mention the word shame. Okay. Both cards mention the word shame. You might seriously have some lingering aspect of feeling ashamed of yourself, whether it's for your behavior in regards to other people, whether it's in regards to viewing yourself, that you're ashamed of yourself in some way, and it could be in physical appearance, financial appearance, it could be in mental appearance or emotional appearance, right? How you spend your time. It's about not being ashamed of yourself, because you are running on a divine, unique time clock. Okay, if everybody else is running on a regular old wristwatch, you know, with digital numbers, you're running on Roman numerals, old school, you know what I mean? So it's like, you can't judge where you are or how you've lived or what got you here and be ashamed of it at all. This is about letting the shame go. If you would like to progress on your path forward to the next stage in your evolution, receiving the actual soul contracts that you wish to have, and letting go of this burden, you know, of feeling like you can't love because you're on your own. You know, these arguments that you get in, it's about not being ashamed of where you are. And I feel like it's definitely on the subconscious. It's not necessarily something you talk about, bringing it into the conscious world, but something that stays inside the mind, or that is buried deep and kind of peeks in through your thoughts, but aren't outright thoughts of shame. It's very subconscious, deep levels of not approving of the self, being potentially hypercritical of the self, especially in comparison to other people. And that is what has to go. Okay, especially if you dealt with that a lot this time last year, and it's coming up to be fully realized and released now. All right, so I hope that helps. That was secret code name Beating Heart. I will see you all in a little bit for the next secret code name. My love and support is with you always. Grace Nicole Myths signing out. Remember to love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye.